For over half a century, the world's perception of Brazil was frozen in time. It was a postcard, the Christ, the Redeemer, a soccer ball, and the vibrant feathers of carnival. It was an exotic destination, a place the world visited but didn't necessarily listen to. But as we stand in 2026, that postcard has been shredded. Brazil has transitioned from being a mere background setting for global stories to being the protagonist. The Brazilian takeover isn't just about music or movies. It's about soft power. It's the ability of a nation to influence the world through attraction rather than force. Today, we aren't just looking at icons. We are looking at a cultural empire built on the backs of the marginalized, the dreamers, and the most tech-savvy population on Earth. How did a country once defined by its external debt become the world's leading exporter of viral energy? To understand the soul of modern Brazil, you must travel back to the late 1970s and early 80s in the hills of Rio de Janeiro. While the world was dancing to disco, the favelas were creating something raw. Inspired by Miami bass and African rhythms, funk karaoke was born. But for decades, this was a forbidden sound. In the 90s, the baile funk were synonymous with crime in the eyes of the elite. The police routinely raided these community hubs, and politicians tried to pass laws to silence the paradis, the massive walls of speakers. Why the fear? Because funk was the news report of the streets. It told stories of survival, police brutality, and the joy of a people who had nothing else but the beat. From the rap Da Felicidade to the aggressive beats of the 2000s, funk proved it couldn't be killed. It was a rhythmic virus that moved from the periphery to the mainstream, eventually reaching the ears of global producers. Today, the same beat that was once grounds for arrest is the foundation of global pop hits. It is the ultimate victory of the marginalized voice over the status quo. If funk provided the rhythm, Anitta provided the blueprint for global expansion. Born Larissa Machado em Honoria Gurgel, she didn't just stumble into fame. She engineered it. Anitta is perhaps the most brilliant marketing mind Brazil has ever produced. She understood a fundamental truth. To conquer the world, you must speak its languages while keeping your own accent. She mastered English and Spanish, mapping out collaborations that served as bridges. She worked with J Balvin to enter the Latin market and Madonna and Cardi B to enter the American consciousness. But she never abandoned her roots. By bringing the favela aesthetic to the world stage at Coachella, she validated an entire culture. In 2026, she is more than a singer. She is a case study in business schools. She proved that a Brazilian artist could maintain their identity while dominating the global Spotify Top 50. She did UNT just cross the bridge. She built it from scratch while music was shattering records. The visual narrative of Brazil was also evolving. For a long time, Brazilian actors in Hollywood were confined to two boxers, the exotic lover or the violent criminal. From Carmen Miranda's fruit hats to the drug lords of 2000 cinema, the range was limited. Enter Bruna Marquezine, a veteran of the novellas since she was a child. Bruna represents the high-gloss, high-talent evolution of Brazilian acting. Her role in DC's Blue Beetle as Jenny Cord was a watershed moment. It wasn't a Brazilian role in the traditional sense. It was a leading role in a global superhero franchise where her nationality was an asset, not a stereotype. This shift is crucial. In 2026, Brazilian actors are being cast for their versatility and massive digital influence. They bring with them an audience of millions, forcing Hollywood to realize that the Brazilian market isn't just a place to sell movies at. It's a place to find the next generation of stars. There is a secret ingredient to this takeover that no other country possesses: the sheer unbridled power of the Brazilian internet user. Brazilians are not just online, they are the internet. Known for being the most engaged audience globally, they have the power to make or break a career. The Please Come to Brazil phenomenon isn't a joke, it's a demonstration of digital mass mobilization. In the history of social media, the Brazilian fanbase has been the deciding factor in reality show votes, music, chart battles, and movie marketing strategies. This digital army acts as a multiplier for every Brazilian icon. When a Brazilian star moves, the entire nation moves with them. This level of loyalty is a unique form of 21st century power, making the Brazilian storm a force that every global brand and studio now treats with the utmost respect. As we conclude this journey in 2026, one thing is certain: the world is no longer looking at Brazil through a keyhole. The door is wide open. Through the resilience of funk, the business savvy of its pop stars, the talent of its actors, and the passion of its people, Brazil has claimed its seat at the head of the global cultural table. This isn't just about entertainment, it's about a nation finally owning its narrative. The Brazilian takeover is a reminder that culture is the most powerful currency in a connected world. And as the world continues to watch, listen, and dance, Brazil is just getting started. The question is no longer, what is Brazil? But rather, what will Brazil do next?